I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, and to lose anyway. It's frightening, really. It makes you feel as though your view on reality, your understanding of the world as it is, may be incorrect. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is correct, and you lose anyway. What is up, you guys? It's Sage here. Haven't been taking any losses just yet, but there is a part of what I try to have as my daily prayer. I try to make it a daily prayer, which is an extract from the popular song that was going around. It says, "And I don't want to act too high and mighty, because tomorrow I may fall down on my face." And that's something that I like to be very cognizant of and very aware of at all times. Um, yeah, I try my best not to burn bridges when I'm up, so that when I'm down, I still have my people at my disposal. I try my best to prioritize, especially in this very early stage in my life. In this decade that we're heading into, I try my best to prioritize my business partners over myself. I try my very best to make sure that I create a reputation of getting other people fed. You know, booking for them, cooking for them, uh, making sure wires hit. I felt when Drake had hit that in What Did I Miss? Like when I was booking for y'all and cooking for y'all and giving out verses and booking for y'all, making sure wires would hit, man. What did I miss? And I understood that because that's my philosophy in current state. And so for him to be on the other side of it, feeling like, man, but after giving that, and not receiving the love back is insane. So obviously that's something to expect for the future as well. Is that not everyone is going to appreciate is not the word, because again, I'm not doing it for your appreciation. I'm doing it to create a sort of reciprocal relationship where you are benefiting from me over a long enough period of time, that it would only make sense for you to want to benefit me as well. So at this very early stage where I don't necessarily need the monetary gain in current state. I mean, I appreciate it. I like nice things, but nice things are fleeting. Relationships can last you for the rest of your life, and so as far as I can, I always try and dish out. I always try and give, so that my people may have, and so that they know that when they want, they know who to come to. And when I have someone to do something for, I know people that can do it for me, that I can get paid. I like building those relationships. But yeah, I last video was recorded on Monday. It's Friday now, so yeah, we had an insane week ahead. Little did we know. Yeah, well, I mean, we're rocking and rolling, man. Literally meeting in a couple of hours, hopefully, with a potential car buyer, but exploring other avenues. Because again, we talk about knowing what it's like to lose, and so I think of myself as a skeptical optimist or an optimistic skeptic, meaning at my core, I'm an optimist. At my core, I'm hoping for best case scenario. That is when I'm putting in as much energy as I put in. The hope is that it will turn out as best as it possibly can. But mentally, I'm always preparing for the worst that could possibly happen. And I think with that balance, you can get yourself to a point where you are not only prepared to seize the opportunity, but you're also prepared for worst case scenario, and regardless of what happens, it will get done. You do your due diligence in terms of the background, making sure that it will happen, regardless of who drops what happens to what. And that's why you need to have a contingency and a contingency for a contingency. And making things happen. So whenever I'm in a state where I don't have that lined up and can do it in a timely manner, then I'm kind of in that panic mode where I'm pressing, I'm pushing, and I like to set tight timelines, tight deadlines, because I believe things can get achieved very, very quickly. We've seen in the world entire buildings erected in a matter of weeks. So in terms of crafting smaller things, like in my game, marketing and sales, in terms of crafting smaller things like animations, videos, posters, whatever, we should be talking hours. Not days even. You should be talking hours. If you find the right people who are as dedicated to their craft as you are to yours, then you can move at a very rapid pace. And so I appreciate, again, the opportunity to feed my people, because I then get an opportunity to see who's who. I tweeted out very recently, and I truly believe this, that if you want to see who's real and who's not, give them the opportunity that they say they're looking for. Then you really see who's really about that action and who's not. You get what I'm trying to say? And so that's why my pursuit, my journey, again, is to have a contingency for contingency for the contingency, so that when the opportunity does come, that I know I can deliver, and I know that I can prove in that moment and prove in any given moment that I am exactly who I think I am, and I am exactly who I say I am. Like, I know this, but I'm coming into the business deal, the business situation, understanding that they don't know me in the way that I know myself. And so if this deal falls through, then to them, I'm the guy who came through, said all the right things, perhaps even did all the right things, but the deal still fell through. And so there's something to be said about staying away from unlucky people. There's something about that in the 48 laws of power. And so, yeah, you don't want to present yourself as that unlucky person. Otherwise, people don't want to deal with you. But ultimately, if you make other people a lot of money, if there's a lot of money circulating around you, I believe that eventually the money will find its way to you. You know, um, something I tweeted out most recently at the time I'm recording this is, the trees ahead of you and the bushes beside you are not lost. Um, Treat it as, so. This is a kid lost in the forest. A poem. The kid lost in the forest asked the old man, "What do I do if I'm?" Oh, he asked the old man, "And what do I do if I'm lost in the forest?" Old man replies, um, "The trees ahead of you and the bushes beside you are not lost. Treat them like a powerful stranger." Um, and then I'll skip ahead to, you treat them like a powerful stranger, and the place where you are is known as here. The forest knows where you are. Ask for permission to know it, and ask for permission to be known. Let the forest find you. And that speaks more so of destiny, right? And we are in this world. We'll take it into our my particular context, which is we're in this world of business and this world of entrepreneurship. And it's a thick forest. You don't know where you're at. It's the question: how do you know you're on the right path? Well, because the path disappears as you walk on it. Because the path not traveled, the path least traveled, doesn't have street lights. And so you are going to be trudging forward and taking one step with faith that you will know where to place the next step, in such a way that you're not going to get hurt. I think Mark Zuckerberg speaks as well. Mark Zuckerberg speaks of, I don't know how to get, I don't know how to build a dam. I don't know how to get a million people involved in anything. You just start. Um, and figure it out. And like, oh, he says, I don't know how to build dam. I don't know how to get many people involved in anything. But here's the thing: no one does. You just have to start, and you figure it out as you go. And that is a pattern that you will find all throughout, when you put as much time as I have into, studying, listening to all the people at the highest echelons of the sport that we call business, you find that is a very common thread, right? Which is having a clue is a fallacy. No one had a clue when they were getting started. And it's not bullshitting your way through. It's not faking it until you make it, because there's nothing fake about the years that I've put into this. There's nothing fake about that. There's nothing fake about what I know. There's nothing fake about my uh, achievements, how little they may be, how insignificant they may be in the grand scheme of things. Um, I did those things. Those things happen, and they happen as a result of the work put in. You know, and so when you combine all those factors, then you realize that, oh, okay, I do have what it takes to figure things out. Cool. That's the first thing you need to learn about yourself, is that you have what it takes to figure things out. And then you can have the faith within self to take a hold of opportunity when you're confronted with opportunity. And so that you can prove that you are who you say you are. And yet, very possible to be completely correct, get everything right, and still lose. And so that's why you have to have a contingency for your contingency's contingency. But yeah, enough about business, man. Business, yeah, it's business. Business is business. It's up, it's down. It's fantastic. It is frightening, but it makes me feel alive. It really does. More so than anything else that I've experienced in my life. And I've experienced a lot of things that I've been very, very fortunate to experience. You know, going from freaking not playing rugby at all, being a C team player, not, one of the last people picked on the squad, to making first team. That's a feeling alive moment. Scary, and I was thrown straight into the muddy waters because out of position, this, that, the third. But there, and you're like, boom, and you're like, wow, I can, it's like, wow, I really manifested this. Like this was not like, people don't understand that situation of being in a place, and that's not the only instance. you know there's so many instances that I can draw on, where I say, I like, right now I'm a dual class rep officially. Like, officially have been walked up to, and by the head of the faculty, and had the conversation of, no, you're doing a great job, this, that, third. And yeah, like, we could replace the rep for the other side, but you seem to be doing a fantastic job. Would you like to continue doing it? It's like, yeah. It's like, all right, man, it's official then. And it's like, and you're in those moments, and the first thing is like, wow, because people don't understand, this was not supposed to happen. This was not supposed to be my life. I'm not supposed to be in the position that I'm in. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, nothing about my life, nothing about my parents' life, nothing of, like, do you know how many things had to happen exactly the way that they happened in order for me to be here right now saying this to you? It's incredible. And that's why I thank God for sunshine, for rain, for joy and pain. Every day in life is an opportunity and a good day and a blessing, because life wasn't like this many moons ago, and no one could have said that it ever would be, but it is. And a lot of things in my life I feel that way about. You know, although we started this talking about the losses, I just like to take a moment and just appreciate the wins. Appreciate those points that give us the confidence to know that we can figure things out. And if you haven't yet, I dare you, I implore you, it would beseech you to find within yourself those things. Find that out about yourself. Have the concrete, true things that let you know that you are exactly who you think you are. And with that, my friends, if you chase that which excites you most to the best of your ability, with no insistence on the outcome. Meaning what? I'm chasing these opportunities vigorously, very, very viciously. I'm going after them. I haven't been to the gym this whole week because I don't have the time to spare. I need to go. I need to give, right? I've trained for most of my life and I have the rest of my life to continue training. My physique is in a good spot. My strength level's high, everything. This is an opportunity. And I'm gonna and I'll be damned if I don't give it everything now. It would beseech you to find that within yourself. It would beseech you not to pounce after opportunity, you know. So I'm going after these things, right, to the best of my ability, giving it everything, with no insistence on the outcome. Meaning, you heard me speak in the beginning about I like to have my people fed. Period. My number one priority is I want to serve this client. I want to give the best I can to this person that I'm in business with. And if there is money on the table, don't worry about me. I like nice things. Don't worry about me. I'm going to make a lot of money uh, in the next 10, 20, 30. Don't worry about me. I will get what you want done in an excellent manner. There's money on the table, give them the money. Pay them, right? Because that's what they want right now. That's what gets them going. That's what feeds them. That's the frequency that they're operating at is, oh, I want this, piece of money. In my mind, what's big money to small change? You know, like I'm not interested in getting paid. I'm paid a couple hundred. I mean, obviously, if I'm in a spot right now where that's what's on the table and that's all that's on the table, if that's as far as the business transaction goes, then sure, pay me. Why not? But if I'm being put in a spot or an opportunity where there's even a remotely a possibility where there's equity to sign the deal, where there's further opportunities and bigger sums of money, perhaps, again, what's big money to small change? So if I can leverage myself, put myself in a position where I'm working with you long term, even if you have me on your payroll at a smaller level, if I take in the couple hundred in the beginning, I never get on that payroll because, oh, I'm paid off. He's sorted. He's going to do this one project and that's it, because his thinking is short term. The longer you stay in the game, the better. Get in the game as early as possible, stay in the game as long as possible. That's how you take advantage of this beautiful, wonderful thing we know as compounding. And Warren Buffett said, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. As I said, there is meetings coming up. And so I'm gonna have to get showered and start my day. But I didn't want to start my day without, popping in and letting you guys know what it is, putting something out there for you, because I do appreciate you, man. And like I said, it's been insane. Um, it's actually like genuinely insane. Walking out sometimes and just having people recognize me from the video. That's such a weird thing because, like I said, I'm a very I'm an outgoing person. I'm a networker extraordinaire. I like to call myself. I'm someone who's very deeply entrenched, connected in a multitude of different places with different people, whatever. So the thing of getting recognized from that perhaps is something that I'm used to. But having people again being like, "Yo, that's it, yo, bro. I love the videos, man. I really, damn." And it's one thing when it's people that you already know saying they also watch your content. That's one thing, and that I'm like, damn, I appreciate you because again, you may have seen me, I may have done something for you, and then you were like, nah, let me actually check this guy's stuff out, and then you find value in it, and that's beautiful to me. But to be recognized solely from the stuff is very new to me, and I don't think I'd really factored in mentally um, that may come with this. I mean, you obviously kind of do, but it's one of those things where I don't know, bro. I guess I'm, yeah, skeptical optimistic. I maybe hoped that that would happen, but I never really thought. You know what I'm saying? That things would come at me the way that they're coming at me. Well, I did, but you know, I don't know if I'm making sense. But anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button if you do in fact enjoy the videos. I appreciate every single one of you. Until next time, I have been Sage, standing on business. Signing out.